Congratulations, you just made 3 great decisions. Number 1, to save green, and the more consistently you use the Force product, the more you'll save. Number 2, to live green, helping our planet and everyone who lives on it by reducing your carbon footprint. And number 3, to make green, to start your own business. This turbo training is all about getting your business into profit and helping you set up a business that provides you time freedom. If you treat it like a business, it'll make you money. If you treat it like a hobby, it'll cost you money. Now at 4Earth, we make money in 2 ways. Number 1, get customers, and number 2, get customer getters. Obviously, the value of a customer getter is much higher because each customer getter brings you more customers and even more customer getters. This is called leverage, having other people invest their contacts, time, money, and effort to build their business, which in turn builds your business. The more people you enroll, the more leverage you'll have. Now, in starting your business, it's important to set a specific and concrete goal. Our specific goal is to enroll 6 new Gold members in the next 4 weeks. In fact, you get 4 full weeks on top of the partial week in which you started. By achieving this goal, enrolling 6 new Gold members, you're going to accomplish 4 important things. Number 1, it will get your business into profit. The $850 you're going to earn is more than the $500 or less that you spent. Number 2, it's going to create leverage by building a team of customer getters. Number 3, you're going to create teamwork by delivering spillover to your first level people, and we'll describe that in greater detail later. And number 4, to set the pace for duplication in your business. If you can do it, anyone can do it. Most people would say McDonald's doesn't make the best hamburger, but they have the best system, and therefore they have the most hamburger restaurants. Starbucks, most people would say, doesn't make the best coffee, but they have the best system, and they have the most coffee outlets. How do these companies train teenagers from Eastern Europe to West Virginia? By using a system that can be duplicated over and over and over again. In many ways, you're in the duplication business. Just like McDonald's makes hamburgers and Starbucks makes coffee, you manufacture successful 4Earth distributors. And you have 3 roles in this system. Number 1, student. Number 2, tour guide, and number 3, coach. All successful companies have a simple and consistent sales process. At 4Earth, we have a 4-step sales process. Number 1, you're going to identify prospects. Number 2, you're going to make an invitation to those prospects. And you're going to ask them to go to step 3, have an experience, a presentation in which they learn about 4Earth and our products. And number 4, you and your upline will help them enroll in the business. And you're going to duplicate this with each new enrollee. Every time that cycle turns, prospects, invitation, presentation, enroll, prospects, invitation, presentation, enroll. The more it turns, the faster it turns, the more money you're going to make. And there are 2 questions that you're going to want to answer for your prospect during this process. The first question is, will it work? Is there a market, a product, a company that is of substance and uniqueness that's going to have 4Earth be around for a long time to come? And the second question is, will it work for me? How do I get trained? How do I get started? How do I make money? And if we can answer those 2 questions effectively, which I'm sure we can, that cycle is going to go over and over and over, and that creates leverage and profit and freedom for you. So if our specific and concrete goal is to enroll 6 new Gold members, guess what? We need to talk with more than 6 people. Because not everyone who gets an invitation is going to go to a presentation. And not everyone who goes to a presentation is going to enroll. It's probably not a surprise to you that you're going to need to talk to more than 6 people. What might surprise you is how many people you know. So step 1 in our sales process is finding prospects, making a list. In fact, your list is your business. How are we going to go do that? Step 1, we're going to focus on quantity. We're going to find as many people as possible. And step 2, we're going to focus on quality. We're going to prioritize the best people first. Now, can you do it differently? Sure, but then you're not following the system. So if you do it one way, and our materials suggest a different way, how well will that duplicate? Remember, we want to consistently manufacture high-producing distributors. And this process, this sales process, this cycle absolutely works. So let's talk about step 1. The quantity. How many people can we find? You're going to have several key resources. The first is your cell phone. Most people carry a cell phone with an address book that has a lot of people in it. Number two, your email list. You may have different people that you email consistently versus who you call. You probably have business cards lying around. And in fact, we have a handout for you which is going to show you some of the key resources that are available. And better yet, we have a memory jogger of people that you may not think of, that may not be in your cell phone, on your email list or in your business cards, that are people that you want to work with. As an example, your mechanic. That person is somebody you may know where to go in the yellow pages to find your mechanic, but they may not be in your cell phone. They may not be on your email list. And you may have neighbors or people you run into at church or in basketball. Anywhere that you see or know people, we're going to put that on your list. Step two is quality. We're going to prioritize the best people first. And we're going to prioritize based on the strength of the relationship, the likelihood of that person being successful, and the likelihood of being interested. We have another handout which is going to help you to make your list and to prioritize and find your best people and the easiest people for you to talk to. How many people should you have? As many as possible. Who should be on the top of the list? The best people possible. And we're going to characterize how well you know those people, your relationship, with an A, B, or C. We're going to characterize or prioritize the likelihood of people being successful with A, B, or C. We're going to characterize or prioritize the likelihood of people being interested with an A, B, or C. Somebody with an A, and an A, that's somebody you want to pick up the phone and talk to right away. This list needs to be completed in 3 days, 72 hours, and you should share it with your upline at that time. And for those of you who have already enrolled a new person, this first homework assignment, making the list, is the most important thing that your new distributor will ever do. Next, we go to step two. You're going to start calling your prospects from the top of the list. So if you could imagine this sales process of taking a person who's never heard of 4Earth, has never heard of Force, and call them a 0, and somebody who enrolls in your business as a 100. If we're taking somebody from 0 to 100, a new excited distributor, your goal in this invitation phase, your goal is only to take them from 0 to 20. You're going to create basically a 30-second commercial, but you're not a pitch man, you're a tour guide. You're going to introduce yourself and why you're calling, and obviously those first people on the list are going to know you well, and they're going to be looking forward to talking to you. Secondly, you're going to simply communicate the benefits of 4Earth. We're going to talk about living green, we're going to talk about saving green, we're going to be talking about making green, and whatever way feels comfortable for you. But you're going to want to share that you have something very exciting for them to learn more about, and you're going to ask them to view a presentation. It could be a meeting, it could be a conference call, it could be a website, and it might sound something like this. Bill, I'm calling you because you're one of the best business people I know, and I just got introduced to an amazing product I want you to learn more about. Know the people that you're talking to. If you're talking to an entrepreneur, you might want to talk about money. If you know somebody who's passionate about the environment, we're going to focus on living green, not making green or saving green. If you need help, we have a 6-minute sizzle video. It's the 4Earth introductory video that will help people get a better understanding of the concept in that invitation phase. So once your prospect agrees to get more information, it's your job to make sure they show up. You're going to make sure that you get them to that presentation. Whether it's a meeting, a website, or a conference call, you're going to let your tool